All good things must come to an end. Occasionally it's because they are turned to bad things, while other times it's because they are too good for this world and companies just want them to die. Look at you, Netflix. Good day to you. I'm that most talkative of NPCs, and the other day my wonderful partner asked me about Doctor Who ending. She had heard some rumours, and while I reassured her that no such ending was official, at least as of recording this anyway, I started to think. They got me to think about exactly what an ending to Doctor Who would look like. Now, most likely it would be event television, sparkles. One that would do so well they would consider continuing it, paradoxically. Depending on how much prep time Davis or whoever is showrunning it had at the time, you could plant the seeds quite well. For fun and a little bit of chaos, let's say that someone kicked in Russell's door and shouted, "I hereby declare there will be no more Doctor Who, pack your stuff." Apart from thinking to himself, "Gee, I wonder who's going to fix my door," this would mean that Davis might have to go back and reshoot a few things to hastily shove in some foreshadowing. This would be a callback to Bad Wolf, which he did the exact same thing. The 15th Doctor being the final Doctor being on screen altogether is weird, as I feel like we've barely got a chance to really know Ncuti's incarnation. In prep for this Overthink Tank session, I asked people if they had to choose an ending for the Doctor from stories that had already happened, which one would they choose? Once Upon a Time and Power of the Doctor came up a fair bit, neither completing their regeneration, of course. Twice Upon a Time having the latest at the time, and the first Doctor tied together was like poetry, it rhymed. Again, cut off the regeneration and you've got the perfect ending. Now, both of those endings mean the Doctor, as a character, would be alive and well, free for people to come back and continue the character's story. The Doctor dying is a completely different matter. It would probably be an ultimate sacrifice thing, where they have to use all of their regenerations or just flat out can't regenerate from it. Now, the biggest but in all of this that we've talked about so far is that would just be the show itself. Technically, Doctor Who, the IP, hasn't stopped since 1963. It's been continued in books, audios and spin-offs, even when the main show was resting. Would this be the same? Imagine we have another survival type ending when a Doctor walks off into the sunset. What would happen? Big Finish could eventually get the rights for the other Doctors and basically continue the show. Novels could erupt once more, becoming more common and slowly the main canon of Doctor Who. Both would raise the question of original Doctors not seen on TV, a prose-only Doctor. Imagine that! Or, go to my channel or read it on Archive of Our Own, #The Ink Doctor. I can see Big Finish being more likely to have an original Doctor, so they can have a whole casting thing going on, not only for photos but for the voice. You could have some featurettes and whatnot, so yeah, I feel like Big Finish would be more likely to have an original Doctor. What if none of that happened? The show stopped, Big Finish came to an end, no more official novels come out, the show itself ends. Doctor Who would still survive through fan works. Something Blue, What For Fool, Man at Desk. They would continue to create. Many more would spring up to fill the void and create more stories with the Doctor. And hey, there's always DW 2012 to remake the remaster of the re-release of the updated Snyder Cut of Eternal Darkness. Where there is a passion for the show, there will always be stories to tell. Even if we don't get a continuation, other works could continue the spirit of the show, being written by fans who took the passion and turned it into an original work. The weirdest part about all of this is that we get to see just how Doctor Who will end. Whether this is in a few years or decades later, there's a good chance that we will see the end of Doctor Who in our lifetimes. I hope we will all enjoy its journey in the meantime. Take care all.